Okay, and teak 5.I, that's a teak that's going to definitely, you're going to see this on the test. All we're doing is we're looking at finding, this says the ticket sales for the concert starts at 4 p.m. And this table shows a linear relationship of the remaining hours since 4 p.m. What function can be used to find y, the number of tickets remaining hours since 4 p.m.? All we're doing is we're looking at the slope. You can go either way. We can go 12 to 9 or 9 to 12. I'll do 12 to 9, so 12 minus 9,000, and then that's going to be over 1, because it's change in y. This is our change in y over the change in x. So that's going to be minus 2, and that's going to give me 3,000 over negative 1, which will give me negative 3,000 for my slope. Okay, so then that's going to be y is equal to negative 3,000x plus b. So I can pick one of these other points. I'm going to go ahead and pick 5, 0, because that's an easy value to work with. So 0 is equal to negative 3,000 times 5. 3,000 times 5 plus b. That's going to give me 0 is equal to positive 15, not positive, negative 15,000. Negative 15,000 plus b. So I'm going to add that to both sides. That's going to give me a b. My b is equal to 15,000. That's my starting point. Remember, this is our initial value. That's 0. The x value is 0. That's going to be 0 is equal to, or 0, comma 15,000. So if I were to write an equation, that's going to be y is equal to negative 3,000x plus 15,000. And that is our answer choice J. All right, number 20. A square with a pyramid. 20 units is graphed on a coordinate grid. The square is dilated by a scale factor of 0.2 with the origin at the center of dilation. If the xy represents the location of any point on the original square, which order point represents the coordinates of the corresponding points of the original resulting square? Okay, well, it's definitely not going to be A, and it's definitely not going to be C. Really, goodness gracious. Okay, so, okay. So it's not going to be A. That is a scale factor, but our scale factor is not 20. So it's not going to be A. And it's definitely not going to be C because that's a translation. Okay, that means that we're shifting it left or right. And the same with D. Both D and C are both translation. So our only obvious choice, it has to be B, which it is. We're multiplying x and y values by the 0.4, which is what we're given. That's our scale factor. Yeah, that's really easy. Okay, let's see. Number 30, teak 5H, which could not represent a proportional relationship. That means that we are going to have a constant. A non-proportional relationship has no constant added to the equation. Okay, it goes through the origin. The number of gallons of water in X barrels with 42 gallons of water in each barrel. That's proportional. This is proportional. The employee who makes $8 per hour and earned in 8 hours. That's proportional. A weight in X weeks, a puppy that gains 2 pounds per week, and the starting weight is 8 pounds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our answer choice right there, because that would be 2x plus the initial 8 pounds that we were given. Let's just make sure. The last question. The cost of purchasing P pounds of bananas, 0.55, 55 cents per pound. Number 31. All right, so we're talking about translation. So that's going to eliminate translation. That means A is scale factor, B is scale factor. So we're talking about the unit is translated. So let's see, we have X and we have Y. And it says the translated units to 6 units to the left. So that would be X minus 6. Because if we're going to the left, we're going to subtract 6 from it. And if we're doing 4 units up to create, we're going to add plus 4. So that is our answer choice, D. I'll go over number 32 in the next video. I don't want to get too long. Okay, so this is another one of those videos, or one of those questions that's really easy. Phil collected data from several of his friends, the number of hours that he spent sleeping, and the number of hours that they spent playing the video games on Saturday. And he recorded the data on the scatter plot below. So we have hours of sleep and number of hours of video games. And it says, based on the scatter plot, what is the best prediction of the number of hours of one of Phil's friends spends sleeping when the friend spends 1 hour playing video games? So I'm going to make my trend line. And the trend line is going to go up here. Oh, it's not going to let me move it. Oh, there we go. Ah, shoot. Technical difficulties. Okay, let's try that again. Because my trend line is going to be something like this. That's a pretty steep curve. I would say closer. There we go. I think that's a pretty good estimation of the trend line. And you can use your ruler on the test, or you can use a sheet of paper. Okay. 1 hour is going to put me right at 9 hours. So it's really that simple. Number 33. The dimensions of a rectangular piece of paper are 8.5 by 11 inches. Veronica folded the paper along its diagonal. What measure is closest to the length of the diagonal in inches? So if I were to take a sheet of paper and fold this in half, that gives me a right triangle. So this is 8.5, or either way, let's say this is 8.5, and this is 11. So that means that we are looking for that. So we are going to say c squared, that's our hypotenuse, is equal to 11 squared plus 8.5 squared. So let's go to our handy dandy calculator. 11 squared is going to be 121 plus 8.5 times 8.5 is going to give me 72.25. 121 plus 72.25 will give me 193.25. So now I need to take the square root, which is going to give me C is equal to 13.9, which is our answer choice,